Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Ameya Ghanekar, and I'm here to assist you and take you to a journey which has changed my life and thousands of lives across the world. And today, with immense pleasure, we'll go through each step of this journey of positivity personified. That's our plan. Our plan is also to help you with 7 specific principles of Orange Zebra philosophy on which we have designed this workshop. And before we walk there, let me quickly introduce myself. You must have seen the TEDx speaker, keynote speaker, and a lot more. However, the introduction could be I'm also a social experimenter. So I have been experimenting a lot socially as I hold a PhD in human behavior. I'm going to also assist you in understanding where did this particular philosophy come from? How did this matter to me? How did that get into a word called as Orange Zebra philosophy? And why do we have 7 principles? In a quick nutshell, 2010 had a journey and traveled to 6 countries, namely Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Singapore. Went to all 6 countries with absolute no plan. Trusting the unknown was the concept which I lived. I repeat, trusting the unknown was the concept which I lived. I think a lot of us do not trust the unknown, and that is why probably we are where we are today. Unknown is amazing. When the child is not even born, actually child believes mother. And every little child believes everybody around. It is just when we grow up, we stop trusting the unknown and life becomes a bit different. In 2018, worked on a social experiment called as TTUSWM, which was trusting the unknown, surviving without money. You heard me correct. Trusting the unknown and surviving without money. One more component was added in this, which was money, a crucial part of today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I deal with lots of adults and lots of kids as far as behavior is concerned. And I realized whenever I ask adult what was their hobby, an answer was mostly watching a movie, which is not even a hobby. And whenever I spoke to kids, they could actually chat very well on WhatsApp, on messengers, in messaging and texting. But when we sat next to them, they couldn't hold a conversation. So hypothesis was made, and hypothesis was if we have good interpersonal skills, and if we have a hobby, is it possible to survive without money? A third component. You'll be surprised. I went to Jaipur where I knew no one, only the ticket was booked to go and come back. And yes, 7 days I survived. Being on the road, I started with telling them, how do I sing? How do I play guitar? And made sure 7 days I had 7 places to stay, 21 meals to eat. There was a day when I actually had 9 meals. I had to give away meals. If we trust the unknown for survival, we actually don't need money. And the third experiment we did, which was about sharing a meal. A lot of us share food or give food rather, but sharing means having the same meal like others. With these 3 experiments, we came up with one thought. We should have a philosophy, a survival kit, a kit for success for everybody in the world. And then emerged Orange Zebra philosophy. In this pandemic, it became crystallized and we actually formed it on 7 principles. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Ameya Ghanekar, and in association with Century Financial, we are presenting you a uniquely unique workshop which will take you to amazingly amazing journey, which is positively positive, and thus Orange Zebra philosophy explained through the positivity personified. I want to thank Century Financial, who is UAE's trusted investment solution provider. This company also believes in education. I was surprised one of their values education, and today they are conducting a workshop for you, workshop for their colleagues to make sure in this most difficult situation we remain positive. Really thanks to Century Financials. Let's start with the journey of step one. I'm going to have another poll in a while, but just to clarify, our previous poll 100% answers were to be positive. If any of these questions I ask now, your answer is yes, you need to think about it once again. I repeat, I want to ask you a few questions now. And if any one question in your mind or your heart answer comes as yes, we need to think once again and go through this journey together with little more sincerity. If you think you should have a better passport, you answer yourself. If you think you should have a better nationality, you answer yourself. If you think you could have had better parents, if you think you could have had a better spouse, if you think you could have had better school to go to, and if you think that you really wish you were a bit taller, if any of these questions are being answered yes, my answer will be it's little too late. It's a little too late. And if not here, then nowhere. If not now, then never. And if not you, it can be actually positive. It is here, it is right now, and it is you who can actually make a difference into your life positively. Nobody else actually can. Yeah, that was the base of philosophy. The seven principles of Orange Zebra philosophy, and I'm going to share each of them with you. That's my brief introduction. That's who I am. Okay. Seven cornerstones of Orange Zebra philosophy are spontaneity, storytelling, self belief, positivity, forgiveness, appreciating imperfections, and gratitude. I'm going to start with one of the most important principle, and that principle actually I wish not just you and me, our kids should know. Next generation should know because it's need for an hour. And the first principle I want to share with you is appreciating imperfections. You heard me correct. It is actually appreciating imperfections. Now, allow me a few minutes to explain you this. Human body, our conversations, relationships, everything around, nothing is perfect. However, we have this immense need of being a perfect father, a perfect mother, a perfect boss, a perfect relationship, a perfect business. Nothing is perfect. And the moment we start appreciating imperfection, life is going to be so much better. Imperfections does not mean something is less. Imperfection just means we are who we are. Imperfection is perfection from a beautiful perspective. Imperfection is actually exactly why we value a diamond. Amount of imperfection value the diamond has, it shines more and more. Imperfections are beautiful and it's important. We tell our children and we start to believe as well that this situation we are into is not perfect. The situation we were into yesterday, it wasn't perfect either. However, the moment we start embracing the imperfection, situation starts getting better. The moment we start trusting the unknown starts trusting us. Uh, there is no need to be perfect. If you really ask how many times in the process of achieving perfection, what we have actually lost is affection. We lose a lot of affection in the process of being perfect. And please remember, being perfect is one part of life. The bigger part of life is affection and love. If you wish to maintain it, remember, imperfections need to be appreciated. They need to be lived. They need to be felt, not only in you, but also in others. Look at people around you, from your mother to your dad to your neighbor to your teacher to yourself to your spouse. None of you are perfect, but you love each other. Imperfections can be actually embraced. Let's embrace imperfection. The first principle of Orange Zebra philosophy is appreciating the imperfection. One story I remember, some of you might know this as well. However, it's a restart button to you. And I'm going to share this story with genuinity and please listen to it with the extra heartbeat because it's a repetition of what you probably know or it's a new knowledge for you, but it's all about understanding how beautiful imperfections could be. Once there was a gentleman who had two pots. He was to carry water from one place to other place. Both the pots were used to be filled with water. One pot was cracked. One pot was perfect. He was to carry water like this on his shoulder with a stick around, and he did that for years. The cracked pot always leaked some water down and always felt he wasn't serving the master well. One fine day, the crackpot said, "It's not fair on my master," so he decided to jump from the shelf he was kept on. Perfect Pot told him, "Wait for a day. Tomorrow look down. And if you still feel like jumping from the shelf, go ahead." Next day was a magical day for the crackpot because the moment crackpot looked down during the journey from point A to point B, when his master carried him, he was dripping water down and there was beautiful flower. There was grass on the side where pot was leaking. The perfect pot did not have anything growing below it. Imperfections lead to a lot of lives being around which are positive. Imperfections are beautiful. I repeat, first principle Orange Zebra philosophy is imperfections need to be appreciated. Let's go to the second principle of Orange Zebra philosophy. Here we go. I'm going to start the presentation again. The second principle is gratitude. I'm very sure since childhood, every culture in the world talks about gratitude, and certainly it's a very important part of life. However, most of us do not know what does that actually mean. I'm going to share a life story from my journey, and please hold your heart because this journey actually changed several lives till now. I went to Cambodia. and I was there waiting for sunrise, so I could actually click the first ray of sunrise. I was waiting there. It was mentioned on Google sunrise would be at 4 o'clock. However, it was 5 o'clock. So 1 hour we had to just sit down to wait for sun to rise. In that 1 hour, me and my friend who could speak the local language saw a lady far away. It was pitch dark. It was early morning. We could only see her structure. We could not really see her. She was a bit far. She looked pregnant. She had 3 kids and she was begging. Cambodia is one of the countries you can actually withdraw US dollars from ATM because the currency is really very, very low. So she was begging in US dollars. I'm making it very, very short for you. She was begging in US dollars. Uh, the gentleman next to me spoke to her in his language. We started talking to her and she asked for $5. We decided to give it to her, but I wanted to learn the culture. This was 10 years back. And after asking many questions, I asked her a very obvious question. And I asked her, where is her husband? It's early morning. She's begging. She has 3 kids. She's pregnant. Where is he? Why is he not responsible for her? She was far away, mind you, and the answer she gave made me realize how grateful I should be to what I have. The answer she gave was she doesn't know. And I thought her husband might have passed away, he might be sleeping home, he might have given the responsibility of earning. But she said, I don't know because that lady was blind. You heard me correct. That lady was blind. Just because she was blind, she used to sleep somewhere. Somebody came in, they did something, and her stomach grew, and she had kids. Imagine how privileged we are. Imagine how much we are blessed with. We have fingers, we have nails, we have a forehead, we have hair. We can actually walk. We have a house to say. Somebody loves us in this world. We have a joint which functions. You can walk around the place whenever you want to. Whenever your mind tells you move hand, your hand actually moves. Wow, what a life we have. This is the life which many of them are aiming today. Look back and check the life you're living right now. How many in the world want to have that life? We have beautiful eyes. I don't know how many of you have ever thanked to anybody you want to on top, saying, oh, wow, I have great eyes. Thank you so much. I have a finger, I have a nail, I have ears, and I have hair. I have something to wear, and I can actually walk. Gratitude is not for the amount of money we carry. Gratitude is not for what we have achieved. There is so much more involved in gratitude itself. The magnitude of gratitude starts from human body. And if you haven't thanked for it, today is the day. Please thank yourself. Please thank him up. Please thank people around because thank you is actually a wonderful word which most of us miss out into our own dictionary. I want to say a few phrases for you as far as gratitude is concerned. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Gratitude turns everything that we have into enough. It's just a perspective than the way of life. Uh, Whenever gratitude makes sense, that is where probably a bigger part of life starts. Uh, there are so many reasons to be happy, and trust me, we have two options. One is to be happy, and second is to be happy, and it starts with expressing gratitude towards everything that we have because we are very, very blessed. Everybody in this workshop who is attending has a laptop, has some money to live, has a lot of money to invest, has some money to spend, and some money you might have lost. Trust me, you can still be grateful for what you have today because you have a lot more than many people who are dreaming for life like you. Second principle of Orange Zebra philosophy is gratitude. I'm going to go to the third part of the presentation, and the third cornerstone of Orange Zebra philosophy is forgiveness. Now, many have explained this in different terms, and I really do not wish to go traditional way, but I would go in a way that would make you think a little more about forgiveness as a value. Uh, the weak people can never forgive. The weak people can never forgive. Quality to forgive, only strong people have it. And I hope everybody on this webinar right now is a strong person. Easier said, difficult done. We'll divide this forgiveness into two parts. The first part of forgiveness is forgiving yourself. I repeat, forgiving yourself. It is very crucial for us to understand forgiveness does not start outside, it starts deep inside. in this situation, whatever you're doing for the family in the best possible way, forgive yourself. It's okay. It doesn't have to be everything what you did before. Anybody right now you're serving to or getting served, if that person is not doing as good as before, it's okay, because today is not the last day. Let's forgive and move ahead. A lot of people say, I forgive, but I don't forget. Then the forgiveness has no value. Please remember, forgiving yourself is extremely important. I'm going to share example here. It's important to know our emotion becomes who we are. I repeat, our emotions become who we are. Imagine having not so good boss. Imagine having not so great partner in business. And if constantly that person tells you negative, there's the highest possibility you might fall sick, because emotion take control of a body very, very easily. And I think the solution to any emotion to move ahead is first, forgive yourself and forgive someone who is next to you. Otherwise, you're going to be there. You're going to put one brick and the second brick and the third brick and the fourth brick, and there'll be a big wall in front of you. You won't be able to see things in front because you did not forgive and you kept on accumulating. Important principle to know what forgiveness really means. If possible, there's a nice prayer before we sleep, and this prayer gives you a lot of positivity. I forgive myself, and I also forgive everybody around me, and I'm grateful for what I have. Just 3 4 lines. If child starts saying it in the childhood and continues forever, if we start saying it right now and continue forever, we can actually see a positive difference into our life. 21 days, if we do anything at the same time with the same intention, it forms neuropaths in your brain. And we're talking about positivity here. Third principle is actually about forgiveness. We have finished till now 3 principles. The first principle was appreciating imperfections. Yeah. The second principle that we spoke about was gratitude. And the third principle we just explained was forgiveness. Okay. We're moving towards the fourth principle, before which I would quickly do a poll here. I want to do a poll, and here we go. I have a poll again. Please look at the questions. It's a new question, it's a new perspective, and these are new options. If you could please answer the poll so I would know we're on the same page. The question is, how many options do we have in life actually? Oh, wow, I love this. It went zoop 100% in few seconds. Fantastic. I am waiting for the answers to come in. In the meanwhile, I'm looking at the chat window. Uh, Someone is saying we can hear you loud and clear. Brilliant. I like that. Brilliant. Fantastic. Very nice. Okay. So I'll go back to the poll, which we just created. And I'm amazed that people are still saying the same. And I'm very, very happy that we take back one message home, that we have two options. Positivity personified is nothing but not having a third option. And if you want to have a third option, I will give you. It is to be happy. And the fourth option is to be happy. Fifth is to be happy. Sixth is to be happy. If you can be available on this webinar right now, you're very, very blessed. You possibly have everything people are dreaming for. And yeah, I think we only have these two options. I'm going to close the poll. I'm going to share the results, what we have got. And yeah, 93% and 7%, which talks about, yeah, we all have taken a call to be positive. I'm glad. Uh, I want to ask a quick question again. Cancel. Okay, unable to do this. Start a poll. No, no worries. All right. So if I ask you a quick question, I know you are not able to answer. It's a webinar one way. But what do you think is the percentage of people in this entire world who are as privileged as you? I mean, how many number of people in this world actually are sure of having dinner tonight? You'll be surprised. The percentage is only 18% people in the whole world are sure that they have enough resources to have dinner tonight. If you're sure of having dinner tonight, you are that 18% of the world, privileged people. How should we be walking? We should be walking with the collar up and actually chin up and being so happy, because you're the most privileged lot, 18%, who has enough food to eat tonight. Other people don't have it. Most of the audience in the world doesn't have it, but you have it. One more reason to be grateful and forgiving people around and appreciating the imperfections. We want to go for the next value, which is the fourth value of Orange Zebra philosophy, positivity. Now, you would say, Ameya, it's very easy to say be positive, but it is so difficult to follow. I agree with you. I agree with you. It is not easy to be positive. Situation right now, which is around you, the moments that you have gone through in the past, some moments which you did not like, and the worry for the future does not allow you to be actually positive. Here we go. I'm going to actually not tell you what to do, but I'm going to quickly share an exercise with you. And this exercise might be one of the most powerful exercises you have ever done. If you have kids, please make them part of it. You will have amazing time. It's not even about positivity, but it's about just possibly before sleeping, write down 100 things that you're happy about in life. I repeat, just 100 things. I consider average age of the audience is 25 to 35 or a little more. In last 25 years, last 35 years, could you list down 100 times when you were happy? If you have 100, make it 200 for next month. And whenever you feel a bit down, just read those moments. These words are very powerful. These are not words coming from a book or coming from me. They're written by you. It's about your life and the moments which you had for yourself, which were amazing. You felt fantastic that time. And I mind you, if you're not able to list 100, I repeat, if you're not able to list 100 happy moments, give me a call. I will assist you, because then I'll get you a beautiful medicine called as positivity, which I'll assist you with. And that is going to make you sure that everybody has more than 100 happy moments. My first happy moment actually was when I actually entered school, and I still remember I was so privileged to go to school, and so on and so forth. Many things happen to us. The question is whether we make them happen to us. That is where the answer lies, whether we are probably positive or we are more positive. It's definitely a choice, and positivity, mind you, always wins. 36 capital bold underlined center alignment. Positivity always wins. Whether you want to be part of that group of being positive or not, it's actually completely your call. Yeah. So this principle of Orange Zebra philosophy was about positivity. We go. We're going to go for the next value. Yes, self belief. Uh, I deal with loads of kids, and you'll be surprised when I talk to the children. One of the first thing what they tell me is, I'm sure you would know probably, but I'll repeat. What they say is this: I'm stressed. 8-year-old child. I'm stressed. I have a lot of stress of studies. I have stress about my parents at the age of 8. When I talk to people who are 30 plus, same. I have a lot of stress. Brilliant. When I speak to somebody else who is 60, I have a lot of stress of my children now. It continues with you. It continues with you. Only one thing which remains throughout is actually self belief. There's a very nice way to put this is the moment you start doubting yourself and your power start doubting yourself. Without the power of you, your power starts doubting you. The best costume you can wear every morning is self belief. Now, there's a lot of difference between self belief and ego. There's a huge difference here. Self belief is the foundation of anybody to be successful today. If you don't believe yourself, why shall other people believe you? If you don't believe yourself, why shall universe believe you? And if you don't believe yourself, who else can believe you the most except you? So I repeat, self belief is nothing but you believing yourself and nobody else to start with, and you believe in yourself, then your community, your family, your community, your region, your country, your universe. You can believe everybody around, but start with you. Self belief is the crucial part of success today. Everything happens twice. Very strong statement of mine. It's in my book, 23 and a half bets as well. Everything happens twice. Once in mind and once in reality. If you did not make it happen in your mind, how could it happen in reality? If you're not visualized, if you don't believe it will come to you, how will it come to you? How can universe help you? Give a right message out to the universe and tell, I believe myself and it will happen. The least universe can do is reciprocate back to you. The least community can do is reciprocate back to you. The least family can do it, reciprocate back to you. Self belief is the best costume to wear every morning, going to the school, going to the office, bringing up children, talking to people. Self belief is the crucial part. There's one quote I want to share with you. If you believe in yourself, then there is no path toward darkness at all, because that option you eliminate because you believe yourself the most. This was for self belief, which we have spoken about. I'm going to go to the next principle now. I'll do an actual poll, which I'm trying to do. I hope I can create. I'm just creating, and this is going to be actually a poll. I'm going to say yes and no. Both the options will be there for you. Please let me know. Here we go. I'm publishing, I'm previewing, and published. Please answer. I love this. Some people are saying yes. Are you an amazing person? That's my question to you. And I have not got no as an answer yet. I'm not waiting for it, but let's see if someone does that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes, I'm hearing that. Yes, fantastic. Yes, 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 yes. Brilliant. First step again, self belief is nothing but to believe in yourself. And listen, oh, there is somebody, I like that. 5% people say you're not amazing. You have my number. I mind you again. And remember, if you don't believe if you don't believe you're amazing, how will others do that? I'm not saying it's a wrong answer. We all go through different situations in life. I respect and understand that. 6% people are still saying they're not, 8% are saying they're not amazing. I'm going to wait back and probably look for the full poll now. 8% say. I generally empathize with 8% people who are saying they're not amazing. Trust me, do this exercise. Your happy moments in the past. What are you grateful for? Look how amazing have you been in the past, how many people you have actually helped. Think about all those moments. If one moment says you are amazing, then I think believe onto that at least that you are amazing. I repeat, list down things that you have done great for the people, list down what you're grateful for, list down how blessed have you been in the past. If even you have one answer amongst all three, I think you have a reason to feel amazing. Trust me, each of us are amazingly amazing, uniquely unique, fantastically fantastic, and just wow, people. Just wow. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back to the slideshow now. I'm going to go to the next principle, which is here we go. Spontaneity. Today is more than ever. Want to just share this a classic example how spontaneity plays role. Everything we had logical before the month of February. We had clear logics. We had specific prerequisite for solving a problem. We knew what to do. We knew everything. All plan was working. What happened in February, March? Everything dropped. The only option we were left with was to be spontaneous to situation and react in the best possible way we can. Remember, it is very very important to know that the planning is beautiful, amazingly amazing, undoubtedly. However, one needs to also know that there is an important part which leaves the way for spontaneity. I'll give you a quick example how it worked with me in my journey. 2010, I left my job for traveling for a sole reason. I wanted to travel, just wanted to meet people, wanted to spend time with them. The only country I saw was Thailand on the map. Reached there, reached there. And reason for travel was very, very sad. One of my students had called me and told me he won't be able to live more than 3 months because he had a terminal disease. He didn't even disclose his name and he cut the call and the phone call was off. I asked myself a question: if I have 3 months in my life, what would I do? And the spontaneous decision was I would travel. I traveled for 83 days, traveled to 6 countries, went to Thailand, no plan. Just saw the country next to it, went to Malaysia, no plan. Another country called as Cambodia, no plan. Sometimes spontaneity tells you what to do. Leave a room for spontaneity. I'm not saying only being spontaneous works. Plans definitely work. They're beautiful, they're important. I was used to be a professor for MBA students for almost 8, 10, 12 years. I was teaching decision making process. And here I was going by spontaneity. I did enjoy that of structured decision making. I did enjoy this of spontaneity. Leave a room for spontaneity in your life. 1%, half percent, 0.2%. Live it, because that could be the best 0.2% you've ever lived. And if you don't explore, you probably would never know. Spontaneity plays certainly a key role into all our lives. Spontaneity means being present in present. I repeat, spontaneity means being present in present. Planning means being present in the past, which was already planned, has value. But spontaneity means being present in present. Try living it. If possible, few moments in a day. If possible, once in a month. If possible, just few hours in a year, and you will enjoy them. Spontaneity is probably key towards that little happiness which is missing right now. Spontaneity itself is an adventure, I believe, because it takes a lot to be spontaneous. Could probably go wrong and right. We're talking about 0.5% to 5% to start with. And if it is so, it could probably bring beauty to a life. And I'm going to do another poll. I want a request. Could you do one more poll? And I'm going to do that. Allow me a second. Reset the poll. And how do I create a poll? Okay, add a new poll. Do you think spontaneity is important in life? Important in life. Uh, Please forgive my typos if you see any. Uh, and of course, the answer is okay. Here's the poll for you guys. I published it. The question is, do you think spontaneity is important in life? And yeah, I see 100%. The moment I click it, brilliant. Yes. I still want to see if the poll differs than what I expect, but that's fine. The sign of a matured mind is not to agree but appreciate. And it's my call today, which I decide today, to be matured in these conversations. I may not agree with you, you may not agree with me, but we can still appreciate each other. And that could be one way of looking at things in positive light. I love this. 95% still say that spontaneity is important. 92, 93 now. 6% are saying that spontaneity is not important. Appreciate it. Try living it for a few minutes in a day. Look at the magic. Life is an electrifyingly beautiful journey. It's beautifully electrifying journey. And one small component and spark is actually that spontaneity. Try doing it once and let's see. I hope we do a workshop again and we do the same poll and same people probably. And the poll 594 changes to probably 4 and little higher on the spontaneity being important in life for yes. I'm going to close this poll. The answer is 94 and 5. I don't know why total is on 100, but yeah, I'll consider 95 being positive and 5 being no, which is fair. No worries. Fab. So now we are going to go back to our presentation and I'm going to share the last, the seventh one, which is we realized it is important to be a good storyteller. Now I'm not saying storytelling means you actually tell a story. Storytelling means the moment you have a message you're effectively able to deliver to somebody else. That's what we define storytelling as in orange zebra philosophy. Please understand this conceptually and I'll give you a fact. Today one of the biggest platform for networking in the world proves the number one quality as far as 2020 survey is concerned for CEOs in the world. Number one quality is not financial acumen, it is not leadership, but it is storytelling. Yes, you heard me correct. It is storytelling. One needs to understand that as a leader or as a whichever role you're playing today in society, if you're not able to communicate your message effectively to your audience, wherever you are, down, top, horizontal, or grapevine, if you're not able to communicate effectively, if I'm not able to tell my story to you, if I'm not able to explain what I want to tell you, I think that holds back and that differentiates between successful people and not so successful people. To be successful, one of the important qualities today is storytelling. Now you'll be amazed, storytelling has also changed. Now, before storytelling was, I would talk to you. I have addressed 10,000 people, 15,000 people, 60 people, 90 people, 15 people. They all were in front of me. Storytelling was very different by then. Today, storytelling has come to this webinar. I don't see any one of you. You only see me. Even if I put my hand over here, it's observed and analyzed. Everything has to be there for the audience, but you can't see them. That's also storytelling method today. I think adaptability along with storytelling would be a great choice to make today. Everything that we do starts with a story. Anything that we share starts with the story. Translation of our thoughts and words easily into the words of what people understand is actually what storytelling is. It is one of the most powerful tools in the world which narrates the idea into word, and that's storytelling. Storytelling is nothing but it helps you to aid the memories, help the memories, introduce the concepts, and probably build a morale and a new society altogether. It can all start and end with storytelling. Yeah. So I'm going to have another quick poll on it, and this poll is going to be about last poll of the day. We have finished 7 principles, and I'm actually going to do this. New poll is, my question is, how many principles Orange Zebra philosophy has? Here we go. I'm going to put that question mark. How many principles? I'm going to say one. Okay. So my question is very simple over here. How many principles Orange Zebra philosophy has? If you could help me with the answers, I've already published the questionnaire. First option is 5, second option is 7, last option is 8. So the question is, how many? Oh, wow, I like this. 7 is being selected by a lot of you guys. Fantastic. Somebody saying 5, I appreciate that answer. Somebody saying 8, I appreciate that answer too. So we have 94% people are saying that 95% people are saying now that we have 7 principles. I'm going to assist you. Okay, so 5 has become again 4%, 93% for 7. All right, first class for you guys. Most of you are correct, and some of you are closer to being correct. 8 and 5 are almost correct answers, and the most correct answer is 7. These are 7 cornerstones or principles of Orange Zebra philosophy. Let me quickly run through just by listing them so it helps us in understanding what these principles are. So you don't, when you leave this room, you're as infected as I am with this Orange Zebra philosophy, which will give you two options again, to be happy or actually to be happy. Yeah. So the first cornerstone we spoke about was appreciating imperfections. We spoke about great being having gratitude in life. Then we spoke about forgiveness being important. We spoke about positivity. We spoke about self belief. We also spoke about storytelling, and we spoke about spontaneity. These 7 are actually, this is a survival kit for you, your child, your family, your business, your organization, wherever you are. If any of these required, please take them out from your toolkit and make use of it. Put it back, but you might need it again. Let's not exhaust what we have. And all these 7, the crucial, the toolkit elements of Orange Zebra philosophy may be able to give you a thought, probably will give you a thought process, or probably will give you a new way of life, which is nothing but positivity personified. Before I close the session, I want to thank once again the Century Financials for organizing such a fantastic session for each and one of you. I want to thank them for connecting us and actually living one of their values of education, which is part of the value system. I'm open for questions now. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to read some of them which are being shared with me here in the chat window. I like these people. Someone says very nice. Someone says brilliant. Thank you, thank you, thank you is my answer to you. Please share the presentation and send it to me. He has given the email address, Richard. Definitely, I will share it with the organizers and they will email you the presentation. I'm not very sure. They might be recording this as well. So probably you could hear it again. It can be a restarting button for you. Someone again says very nice. Both the options are same. Ajay Nagrale, yes, options were same because I think those are the same options we have in life, to be happy or to be happy. It was done consciously. Uh, Blessed to be part of this session. Only positive. Thank you. Please share the present. Again, somebody has said, my dad always tells me that people are stories, and it's very true. Yogesh, you're absolutely right. People are stories. You are a story. I'm a story. Life is a story. How effectively do we present is what demarcates our success. I have a question here. Thank you for, okay, somebody's been kind. Satish Kumar is saying, thank you for brilliant perspective. Thank you. there are many philosophies why these seven are selected. I like that, Ashish. So he's saying why there are only seven selected and why not others. After a lot of thought process and over 10 years and talking to 16,000 plus people, we have come up with these seven because we realized these seven were most crucial ones. We had 12, we had four, we had seven, we had six, but when we did actually cumulative analysis of human behavior and also the analysis of people with their answers, we came up with these seven were the highest points which one could live. Seven is also a very crucial number in many cultures. I will restrict right now to research part of it, but seven is a very crucial number. 7 days of probably a week, the seven chords in music. The seven is very crucial. Yeah, I'll leave it there. And these were the highest seven which we could pick up from the research we did. It was a wonderful session. Okay. All I understand is we don't need any reasons. We don't, absolutely, Donna D'Souza, you're absolutely correct. What Donna is saying is we don't need reasons to be happy. We can be happy the way we want to. Uh, if there are any questions, please type them down. I can see a few. Being optimistic or being realistic, which is more correct in our life usually. I'm not going to name the person. Somebody's asked me this. I agree with you. I think we have two options there again, to be optimist or to be realistic. I agree. But how about if you're realistically very optimistic person? What is the option that we have really today? The situation we are into, we can sit and cry about what has happened and what we are not happy about. We can sit and tell how many problems we have today. Not to forget, today as well, people are making businesses of billions. They haven't stopped. They have just accepted this reality, started looking at it very, very optimistically, and turning it into an opportunity. I think it's a call we need to take within. I agree with you. Being realistic, this may not finish. What will happen ahead? We don't know where are we heading. A lot of questions around. We have two options again. If we need to really think ahead and we want to move ahead, will negativity help? If the answer is no, then I think being optimist is the only option left with us. And that works. Trust me, that works. Every situation which has pulled us back has given us reasons to move ahead. To have a long jump, you have to go a few steps back. We can actually do a lot longer jump. Just from the line, you cannot jump. I think it's a great time we have today. Take it as an opportunity. Good time we spent with our families. I have had people who said, I did not know whether my wife has left eye big or right eye big. I know it now because I've been seeing her from last 2 months at home. People didn't know which standard their kids were into. They didn't know what their birthdays were. If they knew, they had not actually touched their child and hugged and slept. It is all happening today. It's an opportunity. We have two options again there. One is to be hopeful or one is to be fearful. Hope is a lot better emotion than being feared. I hope that answers the question. Okay, somebody says out of the seven, simply love, gratitude, and forgiveness. These two options can eradicate many diseases. I so agree. Richard is saying this. Everything which happens to us physically has a connection with emotion. If time permits, we'll talk someday on this. But trust me, emotion turns into human behavior. Emotion turns into diseases. And yes, emotions actually pull us up or down. It's a choice. Which emotion we want to nurture, which emotion we want to actually cultivate. And if we cultivate these seven things, I'm going to quickly repeat once again: appreciating imperfections, gratitude, positivity, forgiveness, self belief, spontaneity, and storytelling. Only good is coming our way. To enjoy life being human, we need live as human. Perfect, Mr. RK Mehta. I have another question here. Somebody's asked me, which of this is most difficult to follow? If you really ask me, many questions, many times people ask this question. I think the most difficult to follow, as far as I have learned in the recent past, in the last 10 years, is actually appreciating imperfections. It's very difficult. It is not the value which we have been born with. It is not the value which anybody has spoken about. Everybody has spoken till now about how to be perfect. What could we do to become perfect? Appraisals in organizations are trying to make you perfect. Feedbacks are trying to make you perfect. Where is that moment of accepting the person in front and saying, yes, I accept you the way you are. You're imperfect, and that's fine for me. Imagine a child gets this confidence. We won't have the situations we're having right now across the world with children. If parents say, we appreciate your imperfections, don't worry. Let's work on something which you're amazing at. Let's focus on your strengths. Let's focus on what you're amazing at. It's okay to be imperfect. I'm with you. These conversations are going to build a society, tomorrow, new world, a new era, a new century, which can actually help us in becoming or making this world better than what is right now for sure. Someone says trust is better version than hope. I think it starts with hope. That's where the basic block would be, and it leads towards the trust. Moment to start trusting, the next level would be trusting the unknown. I'll give a quick example here. If anybody here has done bungee jumping, the way they sell this sport is, all about, it's the adventurous sport. Adventurous sport. It's a very positive word. But mind you, bungee jumping is actually a very fearful sport. But we nobody calls it fearful sport because we accept the fear. That's why fear becomes adventure. We accept the situation the way it is. Everything becomes adventure, including life. Yeah. Child never says he or she is imperfect. They simply appreciate what they have. I absolutely agree. We are the ones who tell them, we are the ones who tell them not to appreciate the imperfections. The children are naturally built like that, where they appreciate and accept their own imperfections and others too. Somebody saying about Gallup. Yes, I'm a certified Gallup coach, and we help a lot of CEOs, COOs, principals, deans, directors working on what they're amazing at scientifically based on tools, but not today's topic. So I'm not going to go to that part. But yes, we do Gallup strength coaching as well for children as well as for adults, moving towards strengths of theirs scientifically. What do I do if other imperfections affect our life professionally? I'm not going to name these people, but I can see these questions. What do we do if others' imperfections affect our life? They will affect your life because they are a part of your ecosystem. They're a part of one place where we all work together, live together. I have one request for you. If their imperfections are bothering you, look at your own imperfections. First, embrace them. That's the way you are. It will be easy for you to embrace their imperfections too. I'm not saying being imperfect is the key towards success. I'm saying appreciating imperfections of yours and others is the key to success. Somebody's using my phrases. I'm surprised. I don't know who this person is. Somebody's written me awesomely awesome, amazingly amazing, fantastically fantastic presentation. Yes, yeah, thank you for endorsing. I appreciate that. Any other questions? If you have, we will move ahead. Uh, Okay, somebody's also written this. Could you explain an experience from your journey? I've already explained a few, but I'll probably tell you one quickly. Cambodia, one of the countries which is unique, very unique country. Interiors of Cambodia, I was in an orphanage. There was everything available, but not vegetarian food. I have to just give a message to universe. I want to have corn on the cob with butter, no pepper, just salt. I repeat, corn on the cob with butter, no pepper, just salt. Message given to the universe. Trust me, if your emotions are very pure, within 48 hours, somebody came from the main city with the corn on the cob, butter, no pepper, only salt. Everything happens twice, once in mind and once in reality. Make it happen in your mind so often and so confirmed and sure that it doesn't have a room of it not coming true. So yeah, and everything does happen twice. All right, I don't see questions here. So I want to thank each of you right now. Once again, I want to thank the Century Financials for organizing this particular webinar. It's a pleasure to connect with you, everybody. Rather, I would say it's a pleasure to connect with each of you. I don't see anybody right now, but you, as well as you there as well. Uh, Life is all about creating connections and connecting dots. And it's indeed a pleasure to have a connection and a conversation with you on an amazing topic called as positivity personified. Thank you so much.